When goal setting with teens, it's really about the goal, but it's more so about an identity shift. So prior to actually sitting down and setting a SMART goal with a teenager, you want to help them activate their vision. So what do they need to look like in the future? What does the future version of themselves need to look like in order to accomplish this goal? So start there. So then you want to get them to answer these questions. What do I believe about myself to be at that goal? So if I'm going to be in the future going to college, if I'm going to be in the future making the school play, whatever it might be, what do I need to believe about myself to do these things? All right, well, I'm going to college. Well, I need to believe that I'm really smart. If I'm going to be the lead in the play, then I need to believe that I am good at acting. So what do I need to believe about myself? And then create affirmations around that. Once they have the affirmations in place and they're actively saying those affirmations to themselves, I would suggest saying them out loud. I would suggest saying them in a mirror. I would suggest saying them in your head while you're playing music and you're moving. So some sort of somatic movement. I like to jump on a trampoline. I like to run. I like to dance. Whatever those things are that get your body moving and get you in that pumped up zone while you're saying those affirmations is the way to go. Then visualize, what does it look like? And then as you're thinking of your visualization, what is the feeling I receive when I get this goal? So when I get that part in the play, or when I attend college, what am I going to feel like when I graduate? So you really want to get the feeling behind that new identity. Then you're going to help your teen create the SMART goal. So it's going to be realistic and achievable. So whatever it is, you want it to be specific. So what do they specifically want to happen? A clear goal. And then how will they know they've reached their goal? So how are they going to measure that goal? How realistic is it to accomplish this goal? And why is it important to me? So these are all things you want them to answer. And then lastly, what is the deadline for the goal? So some sort of parameters around the goal, and make sure that it is a SMART goal. Once they set their goal, they're going to have an action plan. So this is where their daily habits, routines come into play. So they need to take action, and what is that action going to look like? So they also are going to take action and then sometimes have obstacles. So they have to determine how they're going to navigate these obstacles. So if I run into such and such a problem, I'm going to handle it by doing this. So if they're trying to make the school play and they're taking voice lessons and they get lazy and they don't want to do those voice lessons anymore, how are they going to motivate themselves to get back into it and take those voice lessons? Or if they're practicing in the mirror for the play, how are they going to get past the fact that they're embarrassed when they look at themselves in the mirror? What are they going to tell themselves? What affirmations are they going to use? And how are they going to boost their confidence within when they do get stuck in a place where they don't have as much confidence? So also, they're going to put into place specific things that they're going to do. So I want to go to college. So the first action that I'll take to reach my goal is that I will specifically plan my course selections throughout high school in a certain way. So that's a huge thing to do, but you can take it in snippets. So you just chunk it, and they're going to maybe have a long-term plan and a short-term plan, but take small actions to start off with. So if you're entering high school and you're starting off in 9th grade, what are the specific courses I need to take, and take action in these courses? And then the consistent action over time that you're going to take within those courses. Then you need to plan for what is the most challenging part of your goal. So if we're sticking with high school, I'm going to get distracted. I'm going to become lazy. I maybe burn out. So these things might happen to you. And what are you going to plan for these things so that you can still stay on track for your goal? That doesn't mean that there's not going to be setbacks, but what's going to keep you on track and going, and then plan for that. So if you do tend to get distracted very easily, maybe you need to plan your time so that you're doing your work at certain times throughout the day and not others when you tend to get very distracted. So maybe for you, it's Saturday morning, you get up and you can get all your work done. Maybe it's, you really work well, at night. So whenever you have the most energy and whenever you're the most focused, maybe that's when you need to do the most important tasks that you have to do. And then once you have met your goal, or if you don't meet your goal, or parts of your goal, it doesn't have to be the entire goal, because some goals are really long term, some are very short, and are smaller goals, but reflect upon that. So before you create a second goal, and you can have more than one goal running at one time, of course. Some people like to chunk it and do one thing at a time. Other people like to do a lot of goals at once. But if you've met that goal, or if you haven't, you want to reflect upon it. So one, did I achieve my goal? It's basically a yes or no. If yes, what helped you get there? So those actions that you put into place, which of those things will you repeat again in reaching another goal? If you didn't meet your goal, what obstacles came up that you were unable to overcome? So what are things that you still need to work on? What will you do differently next time? And then start over again and set your next goal. Hope this helps.